If he was smart, he would be saying this. However, I genuinely think he's thick enough to believe that.
What's up, everyone? Shaq here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the UFC's number 6 ranked welterweight contender, fighting Belal Muhammad in the co-main event of UFC Qatar this Saturday. Don't let UFC 322 fool you. There's Ilia Topuria, there's Michael Morales, but this man is also on the verge of a fight with Islam Makhachev. Ian Garry, how's it going, bro?
Dude, I'm happy to be here and I'm excited for this fight week. How are you?
Good, my brother. How are the birthday celebrations? Walk me through them real quick.
Great. We went to on a kayak tour through the mangroves in Qatar. I had a phenomenal 3-hour nap, and then I trained like an animal in the evening. So it was great. No complaints.
How long did you sit around waiting for that billboard to pop back up, showing you?
Oh, dude, honestly, in truth, genuinely. So we drove past it in the car. It popped up. I think it was like a 10-minute cycle. Genuinely, no joke. I think it was about 10 minutes.
You're just standing
And I was
there
like, I'm
waiting.
not leaving because the second I get in the car, it's going to pop up. It's just typical life. Like the second you take your eyes off it, it pops up. I was like, we're staying here. But yeah, still very cool to see my face all the way in the bright lights and this massive billboard in Doha, Qatar. It was worth the wait.
Okay, 10 minutes isn't bad. That video must have been filmed like right as the sun was going down, so it looked like you had been out there for 6 hours.
Yeah, it felt like it. Trust me, it felt like a half an hour. It might have been closer to that, but it wasn't.
Let's talk about the fight real quick. I think there's naturally going to be an expectation from fans and viewers that Belal's going to try and take you down. You're going to try and keep the standing. When you assess the fight, how do you see the path to victory for each of you?
Well, it's very simple for Belal. He should do what he does best, which is try grab a hold of me and dominate the position, similar to like the Leon Edwards fight. That's the way he should do it. However, I'm too fast and I'm too intelligent, and I'm used to that type of game plan, and I am very, very well equipped to deal with that. So I don't want to sound cocky because it's not cocky, but it's just confidence and a lifetime of hard work. I don't see any world where Belal can have success in this fight.
Well, he did tell MMA Junkie that he is going to take you down just to let you back up again, just to show you that he can. And
That sounds like someone who knows he can't hold me down.
that was
I'm
part
gonna let him up. So when he gets back up, the world knows that I let him back. Yeah. If you get me down, keep me down. Try that.
Okay. Because part 2 of his plan is to then outbox and finish you on the feet.
Yeah, what's your opinion of that, mate? You think that's smart?
Historically and statistically unlikely.
Historically and statistically unlikely, but also I think he's chatting out of his backside. I don't believe it for a second. I think he's playing a reverse psychology game. And the truth is, if he was smart, he would be saying this. However, I genuinely think he's thick enough to believe that. And which means he's not learned from his loss. So we're going to find out. But I promise you now, if he doesn't shoot on me in the first 30 seconds, it's going to be a very early night for me. Like, very early.
You know, in light of this...
And I don't like early fights. I don't like first round knockouts. I don't work my ass off for 8 weeks to have 4 minutes of a fight. I like a second round, a third round finish. That's what I like. I like to fight. I enjoy it. So, I don't believe a word he's saying. And I don't think he does either.
You know, in light of this Paramount deal, CBS Sports HQ has been having me on a lot. They've been playing a lot of the interview clips. I'm telling you right now, if for the anchors and the producers who are still kind of studying MMA, they're going to love you, Ian Garry.
It ain't hard. It ain't hard. Do you know what I mean? It's very easy when you have confidence in yourself and you know what's on and you can pull people up on talking shit. You just got to know what you're doing. And I believe he's absolutely talking out of his backside. I don't believe a word of it.
Have you been able to procure like a deep dish pizza for your son to deliver to Belal Fight Week?
Sorry, said it again. You broke up a little bit.
Have you been able to find like a deep dish pizza or something Chicago style to try and lure Belal with?
Dude, I don't think Belal represents Chicago. I tried to fight him in Chicago. He said no. He said he wanted to fight in New York. Imagine if the UFC, hey Ian, imagine Hunter was on the phone. Hey Ian, we want you to fight anyone in the world, but we're going to do it in Dublin, Ireland. No, I'm all right. Imagine being offered a fight in your back garden and saying no. It's ridiculous. He should be ashamed of himself.
Let's tie a little thread here. I think heading into the fight between Islam and JDM, there were a lot of people who thought that under the tutelage of Craig Jones, maybe JDM's ability not only to defend takedowns against Belal, but perhaps more importantly, get back up to his feet quickly when he was taken down, was something that would give Islam some trouble. JDM did survive the full 25 minutes, but of course that was about it.
Barely. I thought he was going to cry halfway through and plead for forgiveness.
What do you think that? Okay, fine. What do you think that was? Because there was a lot of anguish on his face on the ground. There was a lot of
I think he'd never felt the pressure like that in his life and felt ridiculously uncomfortable. But I guarantee there's going to be excuses. He's going to come up with some excuse and try to tell himself that it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It could never have been me. I'm the world champion. I'm going to blame it on something else because it's far too hard to sit there and point the finger at myself and go, I wasn't good enough. So he'll never do that. I don't believe JDM's man enough to point the finger at himself and say, I wasn't good enough. For me, I don't think, Craig Jones is a phenomenal grappler and he's helped a lot of people become better grapplers. However, the second the fight got to the ground, everyone knew the way it was going to go. The biggest question mark for me is, what happened on the feet? What were you doing for an 8 to 10 week camp? Did you guys know that you had a world title fight to defend? Did you guys know the importance of the fight that you were fighting? Because him and his team look like complete amateurs. They look like they'd never done that before. And I think they should all be ashamed of themselves.
You called it one of the weakest title defenses in UFC history. Why all the smoke for JDM? What's the beef here?
Was it a fight?
Yeah.
Was it a fight? JDM was the champion of the world, Shaq. Did he look like one?
Not that night, no.
The fight started on the feet 5 times. I don't remember him landing a punch. I don't remember him. Do you vividly remember a boom? A JDM style punch with that clean head movement that he has, that little roll, the little lean off. Did you see any of that have success? Or did you see him get pieced up by a wrestler on the feet?
I feel like this actually probably lends to your point more than takes away, but he did have that one really nice flurry from the clinch when Islam had his head.
I genuinely don't remember.
Pop, 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 down from the body up to the head.
I genuinely swear to God, I don't remember it.
Even Javier Mendez said, "Don't do that anymore, Islam." But that was his
honestly,
one. That was his one.
It's not smoke. I'm not it's not like if this was anyone else, I would say the same thing. It was genuinely the worst. One of the, obviously, other than someone getting sparked unconscious, right? Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have 25 minutes against another man, you expect to have some success, right? And show elements of a game plan. What could you and I both here right now say he looked like he was trying to do X? Survive is the only thing I could say. And at that's even a stretch because he looked like he wanted a way out at one point. In between the 4th and 5th round, dude, he was mentally broke. If I was his friend, if I was his cornerman, I would have sat there and said, Jack, do you want to be here? Because you're not fighting like it. And if you don't want to be here and you're not good enough, then tell me and I'll throw in the towel and we can live to fight another day. But I don't want to see you go out there and just get manhandled and battered for no reason. And I guarantee, had you asked him that question, he would have said, no, I'm done.
We all go through things. I know you've been through some trying times yourself. At what point was your crippling FIFA addiction at its worst?
Crippling FIFA? That's a very fast change of topic there.
I like to, well, listen, you and I could do this for like 30 minutes easy, but I got some notes to hit. So.
My crippling FIFA addiction would have been like FIFA 15, FIFA 16 when I was maybe, I don't even know how old I was, but I remember it would have been when I was about 16, 17 and I was working 2 jobs as a student, going through school. I worked the weekends. I worked in a little, like a kids play area when one of my first jobs during school on the weekends, and on the same nights I was a waiter at my a family's friend owned Italian restaurant, and I spent probably 20 to 30, 40, 50 pound a week out of my wages on FIFA points, and I had a phenomenal team, my friend. So that was probably at its worst. But I was a 17-year-old kid who was earning money and decided to spend it on things that was important to him at that time, and that was having a good FIFA team.
Fair enough. This is high interview IQ. I bait you, I feint you with the JDM questions, and I hit you with FIFA out of nowhere. Right?
I pulled the two biggest pulls. I pulled two team of the season Agueros in one pack opening, and it was like 11 million on FIFA. And I was like, right, this is my team sorted for life, dude. I got what I wanted. I did everything.
See, I know better. I've been gaming for a while. I know better than to get stuck in that trap. I
Look, I don't do any of it anymore.
$13 on one game, played for like 700 hours.
Yeah, that was my worst. But it's what I wanted to do. I was 17 years old. 17-year-old, all of us aren't smart. You know what I mean? We make dumb decisions. So, yeah, spending a lot of money on FIFA probably wasn't a good decision, but I have no regrets looking back. I love that time.
Hey, I'm happy to see you and your son have jumped on the Carlos Prates bandwagon a little bit. The last time you and I spoke, your opinion was that Carlos was the worst of the fighting nerds and Mauricio Hufi was the best of them. Breaking up on me. Testing 1 2. I got you.
Sorry, bro, go again.
That's okay.
I heard the worst and then stop.
Yeah, you said last time we spoke, you said that Carlos Prates, in your opinion, was the worst of the fighting nerds and Mauricio Hufi was the best. Has that sort of changed based on now that you have a bit more information to work with?
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, it has.
What has impressed you most about Carlos's evolution?
I don't think there's been much of an evolution. I think he's always been like that. I think he's always been the type of guy who doesn't really care what you're going to do. I'm just going to find a chance to knock you out and do it. And I love his style. I love his cockiness. I love the confidence. I love it. I think he's an awesome fighter. Like, if you ask me right now who's my favorite fighter in the UFC, I'm saying Prates. You know what I mean? I would. 100%. I love watching his fights. I love his attitude. I love everything about him. I think he's awesome. Do you know what I mean? And I love the fact that he's not like the big separation between him and Morales, for example, is Morales throws everything at people and hits them and TKOs them, wobbles them, hurts them, and then comes with a flurry of punches. When Prates hits you, he knocks you the fuck out and you're out cold. He looks like Superman against everyone in the world except Ian Garry.
Now, the rankings have been updated. At the moment, Morales and Prates, weirdly, are now ahead of you, but should you beat Belal Muhammad,
that's not weird. I understand that with the fights they just had this weekend.
I know, but I think Carlos could be behind you. I'm not big on like you immediately take the person's spot you beat. You know what I mean?
He should be. He should be there. I should be above him for obvious reasons. However, the UFC love him, and now we'll see if they favor it, right? So. Both guys took the spot of the person they beat, right?
Exactly.
So when I spark Belal Muhammad this weekend, that should be the same way, right?
Absolutely. And so my question is, do you, now that we have this sort of weird, unexpected little spiritual Grand Prix happening at welterweight, is there any extra incentive on your part to make a statement and not just get the win?
You know
what I say? To get something that's going to stick out in fans' minds.
I always have the highest. Yeah. No, I always have the highest expectations of myself, and I should. I'm an elite athlete in this world who thinks and competes at the highest level. I always expect the most out of myself. I don't believe I need to make a statement. However, I want to make a statement for myself, for my own sake of mind. So I can sit there and boom, put him out unconscious, and they go, there is no argument. There is no conversation. He's unconscious on the ground still. Islam Makhachev is the champion of the world. Islam, wherever you are, choose the date, choose the place. I'll see you whenever you want. All the best. Have a great day. That's it.